Telkom Championship, who have provided the perfect launch pad for the young players to showcase their skill and talent. We welcome the strides by the World Netball that are aimed at making sure that netball is a sport open for all, even in rural areas. We hold them to their promise to grow, to play, and aspire. We want to see that impact even in those small girls, young girls and women in the deep rural areas, because we believe that netball is very important even to them. So with those few words, I want you to relax, take a deep breath and feel at home. Nazbana mkelekile apha ekhaya. We have banned the pit bulls. Ningabi nawari. Sishiyeke nje nemigqutsuba yethu yezinje siyiqhelileyo engenabungozi. So you are most welcome. Feel at home. Thank you very much. Feel it. It's here.
Well, just a translation for those who might not have understood that last bit. She was saying, Subane wari. Relax, don't be worried. They've got it all under control. The Netball World Cup 2023 is now well and truly upon us. And this province of legends, the Eastern Cape, is just so proud to be part of it all. Thank you very much to the Honorable MEC. And the president of World Netball, Liz Nicol, could unfortunately not be with us here tonight, but she made sure to send us a very special message. Let's take a listen.
Honourable dignitaries, President and Board of Netball South Africa, Chairperson and Board of Netball World Cup, netballers, ladies and gentlemen. While I'm currently halfway around the world, I'm sending my warmest greetings to you on this very special day, the official draw of the Netball World Cup 2023. It's very exciting to be at this stage in the competition, with all 16 competing teams confirmed. The regional qualifiers took place from July to October this year in Fiji, Singapore, South Africa, Scotland and Jamaica. And the 10 qualifying countries joined the 6 already known to participate in the Netball World Cup tournament in Cape Town in July 2023. My congratulations to all the teams that vied for success in the qualifier tournaments. 42 of our member countries participated, involving over 500 athletes, more than 45 international umpires, over 200 team coaches, managers and primary carers, and thousands of administrators and wonderful volunteers who've all played their part in the road to next year's World Cup. It was a joy to see the matches broadcast widely around the world, reaching new audiences and giving our amazing sport the visibility it deserves. Thanks to all the sponsors and partners, but it's Africa's time to shine, and now it's time to see who will play in each of the 4 pools of the competition in Netball World Cup 2023 in Cape Town. Thank you to Netball South Africa and the Netball World Cup Organising Committee for your work to date and your ongoing commitment to the success of the Netball World Cup. Thank you to our proud partners, Vitality, Spar and Telkom, and the official ball supplier, Gilbert Netball. Your support is invaluable and essential to the successful delivery of the netball. I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person to share the excitement today, but I'm thinking of you all and will be watching the outcome with interest and with pride. Thank you and good luck to all the teams.
Well, wonderful, wonderful words there from Liz Nicol.
Thank you so much to Liz. I mean, such warm words. Yes, it is time for Africa to shine.
Time for Africa to shine, and on those words, we are with Letsatsi, of course. We're speaking of shining, and the sun shines bright as we have the World Cup mascot holding the official match ball, courtesy of Gilbert, of course. This ball, known as Khanya. Of course, we're going to go for a short break. When we return, we continue with the Netball World Cup 20.
But don't forget to follow us on social media tonight at Netball World Cup. You can use the hashtag #WeLiveForIt. That's right, Andy. We'll also have
That's not the only hashtag, is it, Zai? We've got a hashtag We Live For It, hashtag Sipilayona, and hashtag Put Your Hands Up. Do remember to follow at Netball World Cup 2023. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our viewers from all around the world. Now, to find out more about the 2023 Netball World Cup, you can visit www.nwc2023.org.za. And now, without further ado, it's time to hear from our very own Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, the Honorable Natim Tetwa Unyambose, to officially get the draw process started.
Good evening to everyone. It gives me pleasure to join so many of you on this important occasion of the official draw for 2023 Netball World Cup that we have the honor of hosting in Cape Town, South Africa, from the 28th of July to the 6th of August, 2023. May I offer a special word of welcome in absentia to the representatives of the 16 participating countries who will be part of the draw based on their rankings and winning qualifiers. Today's draw marks an important milestone on our roadmap towards the biggest sports events to be hosted by South Africa since 2010 FIFA World Cup. We are grateful that World Netball trusted us enough to award the hosting of their most significant asset to South Africa and the African continent. We dare not disappoint them. What makes the event particularly important in today's South Africa is that it is the first and biggest event for women's sport. As the countdown clock is ticking ever so patiently, we have decided to step up the publicity around the 2023 Netball World Cup. We are encouraged to learn that the 2023 Netball World Cup board has already achieved milestones like the launch of Netball Fridays, the activation of countdown clock, the launch of the mascot which you saw here, Letsatsi, as well as the sponsorship and partnership announcements. As hosts, the Proteas carry the added burden of having to deliver on the field of play through competitive performances during the tournament, which is a mere 8 months away from now. Thankfully, the task falls within the capable hands of Netball South Africa Executive. On our part, as the eyes and ears of government and the people of South Africa as a whole, we will continue with our oversight role and will support the local organizing committee by monitoring progress and mobilizing all required assistance to make sure that all role players meet and exceed the expectations of the World Netball and national government. We have no doubt that the city of Cape Town will do a sterling job as South Africa's host city. To that extent, we expect them to ensure that the local organizing committee is given no reason or excuse to fail. Whilst we enjoy sport, including netball, for its entertainment value, for a developing country like ours, we have an additional responsibility to leave a legacy beyond the tournament, which involves making the disadvantaged communities the MEC was talking about better off than they were before the event. Accordingly, a decision was taken to donate durable sprung wooden floors to each province and Malawi and Kenya on the continent. These floors would be used by schools and communities for not only netball, but also other sports. In conclusion, I wish to urge all of you to acquire the available 2023 Netball World Cup gear, like t-shirts and other paraphernalia from official suppliers, and most importantly, wear them with pride, because our Proteas made us proud to host this event. Perhaps we could modify the 2010, what they said then, feel it is here. And they later changed, Philip is here. We can modify that and say, Phyllis is here. Thank you very much.
Wait for a minute, just for a second. Don't wanna miss you. Don't wanna miss you. Heart
Stand by
is
19,
racing.
one.
I'm impatient. Don't wanna miss you. Don't wanna miss you.
15, next.
I need to find
Close up lights. 3, 2, 1, and go. Stand by to go. Ready and rolling.
This play is everything. They've got to go to the ball. Can you My goodness, there's shock, there's belief. What a story.
Just an appetizer of what you can expect. Africa will welcome the Netball World Cup to the continent for the very first time, with the finest 16 teams in the world converging on Cape Town in July 2023. The hosts and the top 5 nations in the world as of August 2022 qualified automatically, with the remaining 10 places filled via 5 regional tournaments, with the top 2 from each qualifying. The top 8 teams qualified as per the rankings on the 3rd of November 2022 and have already been placed into the 4 pools according to those seedings. Let's take a look at who those top 8 teams are.
Australia, ranked number 1 in the world. The Australian Diamonds have lifted the World Cup trophy an incredible 11 times. From their first title back in 1963 to their most recent in 2015.
A triple crown for the Diamonds. Australia win the treble.
New Zealand. The Silver Ferns head into the 2023 tournament as defending champions after a thrilling 1-goal victory over Australia in the last Netball World Cup final in Liverpool.
New Zealand netball stand tall.
The current number 2 ranked side have claimed the trophy on 5 previous occasions. England. The Roses recently reclaimed 3rd spot in the world rankings. While they were Commonwealth Games champions in 2018, the English are yet to win a world title. Their best result, 2nd place back in 1975. Jamaica. The Sunshine Girls claimed a memorable silver medal at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham earlier this year. But their best result at the World Cup is bronze, something they've achieved on 3 occasions. South Africa. The Spa Proteas have qualified as hosts of the Netball World Cup 2023, but would have gained automatic qualification anyway, thanks to their 5th spot in the world rankings. The team have been boosted by the return of coach Norma Plummer, who's lifted the trophy as player and coach with Australia, and inspired the Proteas' remarkable run at the 2019 tournament, where they narrowly missed out on a spot in the final. Their best World Cup result to date was a silver medal in a memorable return to international competition in 1995. Malawi. Also qualifying from Africa are the Malawi Queens, now occupying 6th spot in the world rankings. They finished as runners-up at the African qualifiers in Pretoria and will be competing at the Netball World Cup for a 7th time. Their best result to date, a 5th place back in 2007. Uganda. Ranked 6th at the time, the She Cranes earned automatic qualification thanks to South Africa's guaranteed spot as hosts. They claimed one of the biggest victories in their history by beating the Proteas at the recent Commonwealth Games and will be making a 4th Netball World Cup appearance. Tonga. Making just their 2nd appearance at the global showpiece, the Tongan team were bestowed a new name by the nation's queen, ahead of the Oceania qualifying tournament, where they finished unbeaten to secure their tickets to Cape Town. They're now known as the Tongan Tala, after the famous bird on the Pacific island, symbolic of a team that are on the rise.
Those are the teams that have already qualified and secured automatic qualification to the Netball World Cup 2023. So here's what the 4 pools look like then, with those top 8 teams already placed according to their Netball World Cup 2023 seedings. Australia and Tonga are in Pool A, with England and Malawi in Pool B. And joining South Africa, the hosts in Pool C is Jamaica, and the defending champions New Zealand and Uganda are in Pool D. Now that business is out of the way in terms of the automatically qualified teams, let's now take a look at the teams that are seeded 9th to 12th, which will be the first group drawn in those 4 pools here tonight.
Wales. The Welsh maker returned to the tournament after missing out in 2019. They earned their spot by finishing in the top 2 of the European qualifying tournament. This will be their 14th appearance at the Netball World Cup, where their best result has been joint 6th place. Scotland. Joining them on the greatest stage of all will be the Scottish Thistles, the other team to reach the top 2 in European qualification. This will be a 15th appearance at the World Cup for Scotland, who've been at every edition of the tournament except in 2011. Trinidad and Tobago. The Calypso Girls remain just one of 3 teams to have lifted the Netball World Cup trophy, having shared the title with Australia and New Zealand back in 1979. Trinidad and Tobago also clinched a joint second place in 1987 and will be looking for a return to the top at their 15th World Cup. Zimbabwe. The Gems made their World Cup debut at the 2019 tournament in Liverpool, where they finished in an impressive 8th place. They faced a nerve-wracking showdown with neighbour Zambia at the African qualifiers in Pretoria to book their spot this time around, and showed their mettle in winning that playoff match to ensure a place in Cape Town.
Well, I'm pretty sure the air of anticipation is now building up inside the venue and, of course, in all the homes across the world as we now eagerly anticipate who is going to be drawn and complete those 4 pools. Conducting the draw for us today is the Honourable Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Minister Natim Tetwa, and he will be joined by South African netball legend Tessa Halgren. I'm sure some of you might remember Tessa. She was the vice captain of the Proteas team that brought home that silver medal at the 1995 Netball World Cup. Also on stage is Martha Sishone, of course, a prominent figure in Zambian netball, but also the treasurer of Africa Netball, and she'll also be joining us for the draw. And now it's time for us to get down to business and the reason why we're all here tonight. Now, in the first bowl, we're going to draw from today are the teams seeded 9th to 12th. First, the team that will join Australia and Tonga in Pool A. Minister, please do the honors. Find out the first name to be drawn out. It's Zimbabwe. So there Zimbabwe will join Australia and Tonga in Pool A. So that's how the Zimbabwe Gems then will be in 2023. Next is the team that will join the defending champions, New Zealand, and of course Uganda in Pool D. Minister? I'm already hearing a few guesses. Let's see who it is. Trinidad and Tobago, it's the Calypso Girls. So Trinidad and Tobago then are in Pool D, where they're drawn to play New Zealand and Uganda. Moving on to the last one from this bowl, or rather Pool B, as we are going to find out then who is going to be the 3rd team in Pool B that will join England and Malawi. It is Scotland, the Scottish Thistles, the 3rd team to be drawn in Pool B. So Scotland then will be in Pool B, where they'll join fellow European team England as well as Malawi. And now the last one from this bowl, and the team that will join Jamaica and host South Africa in Pool C. Minister. And it is Wales. So they all pools then have 3 teams. Just to confirm, Pool C, it will be Jamaica, South Africa, and Wales as we await then the final 4 teams to complete the pools. So Joan Smith of World Netball is in the front row to verify the results. Joan, how are we looking so far? All happy with the draw? Oh, that's what we love to see. We got a thumbs up from Joan, and she does concur with the results so far. So here's confirmation then of those teams: Australia, Tonga, and Zimbabwe in Pool A, England, Malawi, and Scotland in Pool B, Jamaica, South Africa, and Wales in Pool C, and in Pool D we have the defending champions New Zealand, Uganda, and the Calypso Girls of Trinidad and Tobago. Now that's the first bowl complete. Now to meet the teams ranked from 13th to 16th, which have been placed in the second bowl.
Barbados. The Bajan Gems have been at every World Cup since 1995 and made sure they would continue that run when they secured one of two spots up for grabs in the Americas qualification tournament in Jamaica. This will be their 10th appearance at the tournament, with their best result a joint 6th place back in 1987. Fiji. The Fijian Pearls booked their ticket to Cape Town by securing the runner-up spot in the Oceania qualification tournament, which they hosted in the capital city of Suva. They've competed at 9 previous World Cups. Their best result, 6th place back in 1999. Sri Lanka. One of the original 11 teams in the first ever Netball World Cup back in 1963. Sri Lanka have enjoyed a long history with the tournament. The Lionesses booked a spot in their 11th World Cup with a 6th victory at the Asian Championship in Singapore. 3 players in the team are members of the Sri Lankan Army and were promoted to the rank of corporal after their successful qualification campaign. Singapore. Runners-up in the Asian qualifying tournament, Singapore's best result at a World Cup is 12th place back in 1999. The nation of around 5.5 million people hosted the 2011 Netball World Cup, where they finished in 15th spot. Heading in as the lowest-ranked side in 2023, this will be their 11th appearance at the tournament.
Quite an exciting mix of teams, and it's now time for us to meet the final 4 teams and get down to the business of drawing the team that will be placed in Pool C. A change of bowls, a change of personnel. We'll now be having Tessa conducting the draw. Let's find out who's going to be in Pool C. Fourth and final team in Pool E, Sri Lanka. So that's Pool C confirmed and concluded then, with Jamaica, South Africa, and Wales being joined by Sri Lanka. And up next, the team that will complete Pool B. 3 teams down, 1 more to go. Let's find out who. Pool B, and they start with a B, it's Barbados. And that's the Bajan Gems. Then they will be in Pool B, the final team, joining England, Malawi, and Scotland. And now for the final team to be added to Pool D, Tessa. Is Singapore. So that's the final team in Pool D. Singapore will join New Zealand, Uganda, and Trinidad and Tobago. And finally, the last team to join Pool A and complete the draw for the Netball World Cup 2023. Now, for those that have been following things very closely, I'm sure you know who that team is already, and your math skills and elimination have been working quite well, but let's do the honors, Tessa. Now, just to confirm that final team that will be in Pool A, it is indeed Fiji. So they're joining Australia, Tonga, and Zimbabwe in Pool A, and that is Fiji, the final side to be confirmed in terms of the draw. And there you have it, some intriguing matchups in store for us as we get a full picture of which teams will go head-to-head in the pool stages of the tournament next year. I'm already seeing quite a lot of reaction here in the venue, but before we get to that, let's find out if everyone is still happy with the draw at this stage. Zaikana, I know you with Cecilia Mulukwane, the Africa Director of World Netball, just to verify the results and to see that everything is still running smoothly.
Of course, the lady who wears many, many hats, Cecilia Molekwane. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for her. Cecilia, we would love for you to come and confirm that this is the teams drawn. Cecilia Molekwane, over to you.
I confirm that the team draw is perfect. It's how it should be.
There we go.
It's music to our ears, everything running smoothly, the draw conducted. Now here are your confirmed pools for the 2023 Netball World Cup. So just to confirm those 16 teams and how they've been split then, Pool A will see Australia, Tonga, Zimbabwe, and Fiji. In Pool B, we have England, Malawi, Scotland, and Barbados. Pool C is Jamaica, South Africa, Wales, and Sri Lanka. And in Pool D will be New Zealand, Uganda, Trinidad and Tobago, and Singapore. Thank you very much to all our dignitaries that were helping us conduct the draw, and I'm sure there's quite a lot of reaction, as I said a bit earlier on, Minister. Before we get to the people in the venue, and perhaps some of you at home who've been engaging on social media, let's get your reactions, Minister. It's okay, you can come closer. Promise you, I'm not the dangerous one. We have a lot of teams to worry about in the Netball World Cup, but just your impressions then on the pools that we've seen.
Well, it's a good draw. Believe me, most of the team, I've seen them in action. They are competitive. It's going to be a very tough competition, but I trust South Africa.
To a loud applause here in the venue. And speaking of trusting South Africa, I'm pretty sure it's now palpable. You can really feel that the Netball World Cup is well and truly here.
It is here. Phyllis is here. It is here. This draw today demonstrates quite clearly that it's real, it's happening. It's here in South Africa. And we're grateful to World Netball because it's happening for the first time since Netball started 60 years ago. It's happening in Africa for the first time, here in South Africa, in Cape Town. It's ours. And we have to put up a show here. It's going to be a cracker because South Africa is not just any Mickey Mouse. It's number 5 in the world, ranked number 5 in the world. So we are ready. We are ready for the world.
We are ready indeed. Thank you so much, Minister.
Pleasure.
I'll let you return
Thank
to
you.
your seat now as we continue with proceedings here and we look to wrap up matters in as far as the 2023 Netball World Cup draw is concerned. And as we do that, we'd like to call up Ms. Cecilia Mulukwane to give us her vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to thank everybody who's here. Most importantly, to thank the countries, the 16 countries that will be participating in the 2023 Netball World Cup in Cape Town from the 28th of July, which is Mandela Month, ending on the 6th of August, which is Women's Month in South Africa. And as it ends on the 6th, I know that South Africa will end up on the medal podium. Let me thank the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Ntatena Timtetwa. Let me thank the MEC of the Eastern Cape and all the MECs that are here. I see my MEC from Limpopo is here. Mena Kedi. Sipanda Kekana. And let me thank everybody who took their time, and let me not forget the most important people that are making this possible, our sponsors. In Netball South Africa, we don't have sponsors, we have partners, but I believe that in World Netball, they've got sponsors, so I must teach them one or two things, that we don't have sponsors, we have partners. Let me thank SPA. When I talk about SPA, I always have tears in my eyes. Because SPA, it's not good for you. SPA is good for netball. I always say that. Thank you so much, SPA, for believing in women's sport. And when we wrote to you as Netball South Africa and say, we want you, SPA, to give us that letter of saying you are assuring the world that when World Cup comes here, you'll be one of the title sponsors. And you did that, and thank you so much. Let me thank Telkom. They say, Telkom, leave your monati. Sis Gugu, we don't leave our monati, we leave netball. So you must understand that. Thank you so much that at the time that we were desperate and no one believed in us at the time, and there was no a league that was going to play. I was in tears at the time. I just lost my husband. And you wiped out my tears by believing in us and giving us the Telkom Netball League. Thank you so much, Telkom. Let me thank all the people of netball that are here. Without them, we are nothing. All our district chairpersons that I see that are here, all our provincial presidents I see that are here. It's key that I thank my own people because I'm vote of no confidence. So I must thank them for coming. And thank you so much for the support, because I always say this World Cup is about netball. It's about nothing else but netball and changing a girl and a boy's child's life in that rural area, in that farm area, to make sure that this girl or boy dream come true. Because sport can change your life. As the girls that we have contracted, the 24 players that we have contracted, I know some of them talk to us to say, President, you really changed our lives as Netball South Africa, and we are thankful. Let me lastly thank my executive. Without them, even the challenges that they are giving me are too much. But they make me strong every day. And they make me to think out of the box every day. And they make me to do introspection time and time and again. Miss Mamidiale, I need to mention my executive by name, because without them, there is no netball. Because these women dedicate their lives to netball. Miss Mamidiale, my vice president. I see my CEO here, Me Blanche de la Guerre. You know, if there's one person that I give a hustle, I phoned you at 3 a.m. and I said I had a dream. I said, here, man, President, what now? But now, the one thing that I know is she will make the dream come true. Thank you so much for your hard work, Blanche. This World Cup means so much to you, because I know we had sleepless nights. And I want to say to everybody today, Blanche, in September in 2023, will be leaving as the Netball South Africa CEO. Will be having a new CEO in Netball South Africa. It's a sad note. However, I would miss you personally. Netball people will miss you, because you've been such a marvel. You know, even if I shout sometimes, because I can be loud. I can be loud. You always say, President, President. and I go down, and you're one person who can handle me, besides Polokone. So thank you, everybody. The media houses, we are nothing without media. We can talk netball, we can do anything. However, if media is not supporting us, nothing will happen. To all the partners that we have, even the stakeholders, let me start with the Department of Sports Arts and Culture nationally, led by Ntate Natim Tetwa. Let me also acknowledge the Western Cape, Department of Sport, led by Mayor Anu Mare as the MEC, and the city of Cape Town. Let me acknowledge them as the people that when we got there, they said they like it. My Africa president, my Africa executive, thank you so much for coming. Martha, you came all the way from Zambia to be here. Kunge, you came all the way from Malawi to be here. We really appreciate it. Kunge, you are from Malawi. I cannot hear Malawi right now. I'm a South African, proudly so. I thank you.
Thank you so much to Ms. Cecilia Munukwane. Just 239 days left now until the start of the Netball World Cup 2023. And so much to look forward to, Zai. I'm sure you're starting to get a bit excited, aren't you?
Excited. That's an understatement. You know what? We're also looking forward to tickets going on sale on the 5th of December. See you next year.
And of course, next year it's going to be one big show, 16 teams, 10 days, 60 matches, and plenty of excitement. Do make sure you become part of it all, because it's a Netball World Cup that's coming to African soil for the very first time. My name's Andy Mahamba. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember to live it, live for it, Sikilayona. Good night.